Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are Masmarie Skincare Lab, and this is episode 1. This is Gloria, co founder of Masmarie. Say hi, Gloria.
Hello, everyone.
So, we wanted to share our experience together, guys, just overall with skincare and Korean skincare. Obviously, Gloria is the co founder of Masmarie. I am the content creator of Masmarie's social media, and I've been using Korean skincare. Gloria and Silna have put me on, and I'm in love. And I was just like, listen, we need to talk about this more. And so we decided to make a series. So here we are. So, Gloria, tell us a little bit about, obviously, Masmarie has been around just for about a year and a half.
Yes, but I mean, I would say we really came out of the gates, I guess, at the beginning of this year. We really started moving as of January this year.
Love it, love it. But I want to know, and I'm sure I know, but let's tell the people why you started Mass Marie. What are you guys all
Mm.
about? What happened? Like, talk to us.
Masmarie kind of started out of a real personal need, I would say. I was living in Korea for about 8 years from 2014 to 2022. And when I returned in 2022, it was after 8 years of living in Korea and having access to all the wonderful things that Korea comes with. I mean, Korea is known to be like the mecca of beauty and skincare, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever really cared that much about my skin prior to moving there. I do have to, thank God and my parents for giving me relatively good skin growing up. I didn't really have a lot of skin issues. So it wasn't really something I really thought much about. For me, it the need kind of started happening towards the end of my 30s where I just started seeing, little wrinkles, little sagging here and there happening. And when I got to Korea, I had access to all the Botoxes and then the beautiful skincare everywhere, literally at every corner of any neighborhood you go into. So, at a really good, affordable prices. And so, I got accustomed to being able to take care of my skin very well in the 8 years I was there. Not only that, I learned a lot about our skin and, what kinds of things you can do to age slowly.
Yeah.
And so, after having learned all those things and having had access to so much, by the time I got here in a couple years ago, of course, the first things I run out of are my skincare products, and I need
Yeah.
to buy more skincare. Of course, so, at the beginning when I got here, I started buying some things that I could get access to. I went to Sephora, I went to, department stores, and I would spend enormous amounts of money on skincare, which I hadn't been doing. And I was just, shocked at the prices that people were paying for skincare. And so then I went online looking for more affordable and, my favorite Korean items. And, at least a few years ago, it was not that easy to find those where I did order. It would take over a week to arrive. It would take weeks to arrive. And that's another
Yes.
thing about Korea. Everything delivers quite quickly. And so I had gotten so accustomed to just having quick access. It was quite frustrating for me. So about a year passes, and my husband, Howard, who has this friend and business partner that he had been working with, is Silna's husband. And Silna's, who works as an accountant during the day, also helped us figure out a way for us to kind of help set up a business where we could actually provide these wonderful products at a great price and be able to deliver these products to our American market as quickly as possible. At the end of the day, Mass Marie was created out of our own kind of problem that we wanted to solve for ourselves, we were able to find a solution and a partner that would help us to do that. And here we are. We're really just getting started, and there are quite a few websites out there that provide a lot of this, Korean products. There are so many, as you all know. But, at the end of the day, what we want to do is to help people figure out in all that noise, be able to curate the best, the tried and the true, as well as the newest, the ones that are really going to help your skin. And so you don't have to waste time searching and trying a million different things. And then to also help educate people about skincare in general. It's often that people just try things because other people say it's good, something's great. But one thing we have to remember is that skincare is not at all a one size fits all solution. Just because it works well for one person might not mean that it works well for you, because your skin type, as we all know, right? We all have different skin, not only in color, but the types of skin, the way our skin reacts to things. And so, kind of knowing what to look out for, what to try, what not to try, and all these things are important to keep in mind in your kind of what I like to call skincare journey.
Yeah, it is a journey. It is a journey. And I'm sure you and Sona can understand, like, even though you guys have access to this, you guys still have your own journey now that you say your skin is changing. So now, amazing that you guys get to show other people, but also show yourselves, right? New things that are coming out, because K beauty is everywhere now. And so, you guys get to add on new things that are coming out, plus the things that you guys have already tried, know, and love. So that's so
Yes.
cool.
I was just going to add that Silna and I do try everything that we carry, even if it's, not great for, I mean, actually, I have pretty, regular, healthy skin, normal skin, I would say a little bit on the dry side. The other nice thing about K Beauty is that most everything is so mild. I have had several situations where I bought a non-Korean beauty product that was, oh, this is all retinol and, collagen or whatever, The nice thing about K-beauty is that even with the same ingredients, the concentration of it is at a level that's much milder and, much, I guess, easier for your skin to kind of absorb and make use of. It still works. In fact, it works better because they're mixing it with all these other ingredients that kind of complement with whatever it is that you're trying to get to, which is why I love K Beauty. They're very innovative, right? Like they've thought of everything and they continue to explore and innovate. And, as you know, Dana, like recently, this whole salmon DNA PDRN is a big thing. They're always coming up with new things. The most fun and exciting part of it all. And it's important to kind of change things up as well, which makes it so much fun, right? Skincare,
Yeah,
I feel, is like staying on trend with fashion.
literally. And that's the fun part for me, especially when I'm creating content. I'm like, ooh, like the cool thing is that when I see something's trending and I know Masmarie has it, I'm like, oh, okay, make content about this, because you guys are seeing on it. You guys always know what's going on. You guys are
Yeah.
true beauty lovers. You use the products. Who else would you want running your skincare brand that you're selling? Like, you got to use what you're selling. Sense. We love that. We love that. And then
Yeah.
Silna, I'm sure she'll be on a future show. You guys got to meet her. She's great. And
Hilna knows a lot. She's really tried a lot of things. She told
yeah,
me that when she was younger, while all the other girls, in their teens and 20s are like trying mascara and blush and working on makeup, she said she was obsessed with skincare, even when she was very young.
love it.
So,
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. Tell me about the name. Like, tell us why Masmarie? What did Masmarie come up with? Who's Marie?
There is no Marie. We're all Masmarie.
Okay.
But I guess the name really came from our very initial kind of entry into building this company or this brand. We really started off with only carrying sheet masks. That's all we
Yes.
had. And the reason why we started there was that number one, it's one of the most unique things about Korean skincare that no other skincare can claim, right? When it comes to
Yeah.
K beauty, Western brands have serums and creams and
Yes.
toners. They carry them
Mhm.
all, but they don't have sheet masks, or they can't say that it came from anywhere other than Korea, right? So it is one of those definitive products that come from Korea. I am working on a blog that I'm going to post on our website about the history of Korean sheet masks. And it's very interesting because this practice of putting nice ingredients that are soothing or really nourishing for your skin on a cloth or some sort of fabric and then putting it on your face was something that they did hundreds of years ago in
Yeah.
Korea. And there are actual historical records of women doing this.
Wow.
Isn't that
I love
crazy?
that. That's amazing. I never thought of that.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know. I just started looking into it and I discovered, right? But so, sheet masks we felt was a great starting point to set the tone for our K Beauty brand. So that's a long way to explain why we came up with Mask Marie. We wanted to have the word mask in the name.
Yeah. Yes.
And we went through a bunch of names and we loved how there was the alliteration of mask and Marie.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing I will say, when I know it was our friend Mark that introduced me to the brand, and when
Mhm.
you had my call with you, one of the things that made me want to work with you guys was when you told me that you wanted to be Korean skincare made simple, accessible, and for all. And
Mm.
when I used to think about K beauty and see the ads for K beauty, or even I live in Alhambra, so it's there,
Yeah.
but there's just it's overwhelming sometimes when you go on a space and everyone in the shop who works there is also Asian. So they're not really
Mm.
they're saying hello, but they're not helping you as much. And I never really asked because I wasn't sure. So I had been in a place before where there was Korean skincare around me, but I wasn't even really sure about it. So I liked that you had mentioned that you wanted to turn people on in America to Korean
Mm.
skincare and just everyone to understand how simple it is. You put your mask on every night, and now you're getting all of the serum, right, for 15 minutes
Yeah.
and every day, and then you're now getting these amazing results. That was really a big part of why I was like, oh yeah, I want to work with Masmarie, I want to work with Gloria. And then when I met Silda at the festival, I was like, oh yes, like I'm so glad. So and it's been great.
That's actually a very important part of what we're doing. I'm not going to speak for Selna, but for myself, I had been living away from the US for 8 years. And when I returned, the environment is so different because 8 years ago, nobody was asking about K beauty. I tell you, nobody was asking me about K beauty around me. But when I came back and I was reconnecting with some of my other mommy friends, I have kids. And so I have friends who are mommies, right? Who's with my kids used to play with their kids, kind of mommies. And a lot of those moms would ask me, knowing that I just returned from Korea, would ask me about K beauty. And I was kind of
Mm.
surprised to see all this kind of curiosity and interest. But one thing that they all said was that they have no idea what to get. Please tell me what I need to buy. Because
Uh,
it really was overwhelming and a lot of them had heard little bits and pieces about, oh, I heard there's a 5-step program, there's a 10-step program, there's a million different products that you could be using. There are things that in Korean beauty, K beauty, there's always like a set of items, like you want a toner to start, you want a
Okay,
serum,
steps.
cream,
Right.
sunscreen, or whatever. But the number of products that the beauty industry recommends is kind of overwhelming because they're always coming up with lots of different things that you could do. And to be honest, you could be doing all of those things, but both Silna and I are pretty low maintenance people, or AKA lazy people. And so we don't like to spend too much time doing too much,
Yeah.
right? We're
Yeah.
also moms, and our kids they're much more grown now, but when they were young, we barely even had time to take a shower before we had to run to take the kids to school every morning. And I'm sure a lot of moms are still right in the midst of all of that right now. So, you know, we believe in making skincare easy and simple and, you know, a no-brainer. Hack yourself or hack your own schedule, whatever it takes. And, sheet masks are one of those things that I think before I started using it really regularly, I thought sheet masks were kind of like the add-on, right? Or like would be nice to have. But I realized if I do sheet masking every day, I actually could skip I don't actually use another serum separately. And it's almost like I'm using different serums every day because I'm changing up my masks all the time. And then I don't have to spend like hundreds of dollars on an expensive cream just to lock in that moisture. I just have a basic cream that really just locks it in. I can use any toner, you know, there's some wonderful toner pads, in our collection as well. And so we really like to keep things simple. And it's our mission to make sure that everyone knows how simple it can get. And, it is approachable and yes, I'm so glad to hear that you felt really compelled to work with us for that reason, because it's important to us that K beauty is not just for Koreans. In fact, so many people are interested in it. It's affordable and it works. They don't use too many chemicals, so it's more natural. Not that it's all natural, but it is more natural. Lots of nice natural ingredients in there. And for all those reasons, why not share it with the world? With all that curiosity in K beauty, we're happy to share the information as much as we can get.
Even when I spent, and you were talking about just like the price, whenever I spend even $100, I get so much value. I mean, and you guys
Mm,
have your 40 masks a day for, I don't remember what the price is, like 20 or $30 and whatever. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, okay. I'm gonna mask daily. At least let's get a bunch so that I'm not,
Yeah.
running out of just buying one, because there's a lot of places that only sell one, and then you're buying a bunch. And anyway, I got so much value when I spent $100. I was like, oh my God, at Sephora, I'll spend $100 on two things maybe. You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
Absolutely love that. And the more I use it, the more I turn people on. I'm constantly giving someone a mask. And I'm like, listen, you think that this is only for girls' night, or you think that this is only for the night that you're having a sleepover party. But listen, you should be using sheet masks on a regular basis as a part of your regimen, especially just with Los Angeles, like drinking culture and just going out culture. The
Mm,
environment is bad, right? So let's put some
yeah.
gorgeous ingredients on our skin and sit with it. I wash the dishes. I check my emails. I do a lot with a sheet mask. I don't have to
That's
stop
right.
your life with a sheet mask on. I also want to know, if there's like, well, I know that there are perks for being a member, right? And that also makes it better and easier for people to kind of try different things too, because you're getting exclusive
Hmm.
discounts, right? When you join Club Marie.
Yeah. Club Marie is basically just our email subscription, membership subscription service. All you have to do is just put in your email and you're in. What we do is we send out weekly newsletters that introduce the new products that are coming in. We also post a blog every week that talks a little bit about this and that. By being a member of Club Marie, you will have access to those emails that remind you whenever a new blog is up. Skincare is a journey and, something that you want to be kind of consistently learning about over time. And, we're providing a, service to deliver you updates and information on a regular basis so you don't have to go around looking for it on your own.
And you'll learn so much. And it's a way to keep up with the trends, right? You guys are always letting me
That's
know what is trending. Even if I'm not scrolling on Instagram, at least I know in my email, I can go find out what's trending and why, what to get.
Yeah.
And it kind of breaks things down. So I subscribe to the
Yeah.
newsletters. Everyone else should, right?
Yeah.
But the show, I'm excited to do this show with you because we're going to be breaking down different ways to combat aging. We all want to look gorgeous and like a young little girl, right? Hey,
Yeah.
we just want to feel good. So stay tuned
That's
for our
right.
show, everyone. Yeah, this is just episode 1. This is just the start. And, in the comments, let us know what kind of things do you want to learn about skincare that you keep seeing and you're like, what is that about? What are these ingredients? What is hyaluronic acid? What is PDR? We just mentioned that, the salmon oil and things like that. So obviously, everyone, we're and Selma has so much more product. And every time they say, oh, we uploaded something to the website, I get so excited because now more than just masks, cleansers, there's sunscreen, there's toner pads, which we love. So stay tuned for more episodes, but stay tuned for more products. That's what we're here for at the end of the day. Stay tuned. You guys like, subscribe, and follow Masmarie Skincare Lab, and we will see you next time.